future of Sonic Speed Simulator is in your hands. No, seriously, I think the future of Sonic Speed Simulator is actually in our hands. So there's a new poll that was released today, but the language might be a little bit confusing. It was released by GameFam themselves. So I want to go over each one of these individual choices and explain to you guys what is the best option, what they all mean, and where you can go vote for this. So make sure to watch the entire video because this is a banger and it's very good info. So let's not waste your time. Let's roll the clip. But before we do things, guys, as always, these are today's featured viewers. If you guys want to be featured in a Sonic Hub video, all you guys have to do is stop what you're doing right now, smash that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up as well, and make sure to get into the community Discord server so you do not miss an announcement for when I go live and when I shoot a video. With that being said, guys, let's get into this info because it's very interesting, and this is like the future of Sonic Speed Simulator. So, guys, GameFam themselves in the official Sonic Speed Simulator Discord actually just released a poll, and this poll is very intriguing and has a lot of good ideas. They basically asked us for feedback as to which update they think we would be most excited for. They're basically asking for our opinion as to which direction the game should go in. I want you guys to be well informed of all these choices so you guys know exactly what you're talking about, and I want you guys to get into the official Speed Simulator Discord and vote for whichever option you think is the best. But in order for this to be done correctly, you have to know what each choice is. The ideas that they have proposed are very exciting and they're very interesting, so let's go over them in detail. Let's start with the choice number 1. So it starts off right here. 1776 Ascendant says, hey guys and gals, which of these possibilities would you be most excited for? The first choice is an expanded race system featuring queuing, sandbox, and skill modes, longer race maps with more paths. Guys, this is kind of a no-brainer. As it currently stands when I recorded this video, this is at 400 votes. It's actually in 3rd place. Let me explain to you guys why this is the best option and why everybody should be voting for this, and it probably should be winning overwhelmingly. An expanded racing system. This doesn't mean more racetracks getting triggered, like, you know, a Snow Valley race or a Green Hill race or a Green Hill 2, Hilltop, whatever. And I will say the new ones are very good, but an expanded racing system with queuing. This means it's going to be like competitive multiplayer, and there's going to be a reason to actually do these races instead of just doing them for fun and then like hoping you come in first, but it doesn't actually matter. What can an expanded racing system look like? Look at the multiplayer of Sonic Adventure 2. You have really long racetracks. It's like a 1v1 kind of thing. It's extremely fun to play these modes. You look at Sonic 06 or Sonic Heroes, or if you even look at this fan game called Sonic Battle R. That is an online multiplayer racing game with extremely long racetracks that are basically rips from Sonic games. Some of these racetracks are like 2-3 minutes long, and you know exactly which place every single racer came in. And honestly, guys, it's really fun, and this is always like kind of the vision that I had for Sonic Speed Simulator. If you look at other games, they have competitive, legitimate multiplayer modes, which is what adds a super fun, addicting, and replayable gameplay loop. So this right here is clearly by far the best option. Imagine you could queue up for races, you get XP for winning them, you keep track of your progress, maybe you can win cosmetics and rewards just for playing the multiplayer. Like, it's really a no-brainer. Imagine you can unlock a skin or something like that. Like, imagine there's a reason to actually grind races, which is actually fun because it's competitive. Why are games like Fortnite, Call of Duty, Fall Guys, and the list goes on, all super successful? People these days, they want to play with their friends and they want to play a multiplayer game. This serves as good endgame content for higher level players too, because face it, I'm way too fast to do anything in this game. I will admit, there's not a better time to get into Sonic Speed Simulator than right now because there is a lot of content and there's a lot of good stuff to do. But if you're a veteran player that's been playing since April like I am, you want to put your skills to the test. You want to race against your friends. You want to have fun. You want to have a reason to play the game. Sandbox and skill modes as well. Like, imagine there's a skill cap. Think of it like this. Imagine you could queue up for races against your friend and every racetrack is as good as the Metal Sonic race. That is basically what this feature is, and there'll probably be like legitimate rewards for this. So like, this is a no-brainer. If you guys are watching this video, go to the Speed Simulator Discord and vote for this option right now. It's the red option, but that is basically what this is in a nutshell. Now, option number 2, we have more complex obby with gimmicks, a 3D level design, and challenging puzzles. Now, this is really good. I think this is something that should come to the game. If you look at the Emerald Hill obby, like, that is actually like really fun, and the level design is extremely good. The problem is, it's just like an obby. There's really no point in doing them, but they are really fun, especially for like me when I do challenges and stuff. Thinking about puzzles, like, that could be really good. Like, this is something that I would like to come to the game, but I don't think it's a priority, and I don't think it's gonna like necessarily boost the player count like the multiplayer would. Like, the multiplayer would bring back a lot of players, guys. Now, let's go into option number 3. This is actually a brand new option, but it's very unique, and I want you guys to listen to this because it's actually really good. Option number 3 is battles against characters using dash attacks, gimmicks, and new zones. So basically, this would be like another PvP mode. Not like racing. Racing is another form of PvP. It could be one of two things. It could be PvP against your friends, like maybe we could fight each other, or it could be something similar to like fighting an NPC. Now, I'm not 100% sure how exactly this would work, but in my opinion, like my estimation, it would look something like this. If you've ever played a boss battle in Sonic Adventure 2, like when you fight Shadow, you kind of fight one-on-one. They also do have a racing battle, which would be cool. Or if you think of Sonic Heroes, I think this kind of is like the most similar to what it would look like. You have like the team-based battles where like you fight Team Rose, you fight Team Dark, Team Sonic, etc. Now, this is something that's very interesting, and it's actually funny that this is actually the most voted for topic. I actually like this idea. I think it would be very good, and I hope something like this comes to the game. It's my number 2 choice, but I definitely think if you guys can vote, you guys should vote for this one as well. This is probably what that feature would look like, and if you could unlock skins and stuff like that, if they can really expand on that, maybe even put races into it as well, I think this actually could be a really good option, and it shows. It seems like a lot of players want this, so this is definitely one of the options you should vote for. Now, let's get into the option that I think is actually the worst, but I think it's worded a little bit differently because this is actually in second place, and I don't think this should be at all. So the last option is story-driven events that lead up to new characters, sort of like what we've been doing recently. Now, this is a big problem. The reason why this is in number 2, I think, is because of the confusing and complex wording. It says story-driven, right? And like story-driven, yeah, that sounds really good. But the story is literally like a quick little subtext. Basically, when you do any event, you look at the Jets bet right here. Like, there's literally just a story text right here. It literally has nothing to do with the actual challenges. It would look exactly like what we've been doing, and honestly, what we've been doing hasn't really been working, in my opinion. Pretty much every event has been story-driven. There's always like a storyline behind every single event, which is fine. I think events are necessary, but I don't think they should be part of the core gameplay loop. Right now, the core gameplay loop is this: run around, get XP, and rebirth to go faster. What happens when you become a high-level player like myself? There's nothing left to do. I'm too fast to play the game. The only way I can play the game now is by like lowering my speed. So basically, sticking to the status quo, I don't think is a good thing. Now, don't get me wrong, the Jets bet update was trash, but the Metal City update is going to be fire. So it's going to be something like getting a 2-part update every week where you get one really bad update and then you get one really good update, which is fine. But once again, I think the core gameplay loop is something that needs to be fixed. So you guys should be very careful about voting for this choice. I don't think this is the way we should go because a lot of people have been complaining about how the game has been going. We hate the scavenger hunts. We hate the events. They're usually not as fun. Should we stick to what hasn't been working? When they say story driven, it's not actually story driven, guys. A little bit of quest text is not a story. So you guys really should not vote for this. I think it should go in a different direction if we want the game to improve. The 2 choices you should definitely vote for 100% is expanding the racing system and improving the multiplayer, adding legitimate competitive modes that can help improve the gameplay loop, or something that this game really needs extremely badly. So I hope you guys actually understand what I mean by this and go and vote for this choice. And last but not least, battles against characters using dash attacks, gimmicks, and new zones. That sounds like a very fun and interesting concept. Whether it's PvP or PvE, I think they'll do a good job of it. I think they'll probably do both. So when you look at these 2 choices, guys, make sure when you guys go to the Speed Simulator Discord, I'm going to pin it in the comments. Join their Discord, go to the polls, and vote for expanded racing and vote for battles. You guys will not regret it. It's going to make the game better, and it's going to help the long-term health of this game. I think a lot of people are falling for the mistake of the story-driven thing. It's not going to help the game. It's what we've been doing this entire time. So you guys shouldn't be voting for this. If anything, you guys should change your vote to races and battles against characters, like I said for 100 times. But I wanted to explain this to you guys and make sure you guys had a good idea of exactly what this is. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. All right, and there you have it, guys. So that is the end of the video, guys. I mean, this is pretty awesome that they're asking for our feedback, but I feel like it's not really going the way that it should. So hopefully you guys go out and vote for the correct choices. Now that you know what each one is, obviously racing is definitely like the biggest thing, but also the new character battle system will be cool as well. I got nothing else to say to you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Until I see you next time, peace out.